No, it doesn't matter what you do. There's no context, and you know this from the media. Like, they don't give you like a fair hearing or any context for what your life was really like. It doesn't matter what you overcame. It doesn't matter what sacrifices you made to be a better person. There's not going to be any fair hearing about that.
The quote was, "I accept reality as if I chose it myself." That was huge. That pierced my soul. That was something that was just like, whoa. And I've been saying it ever since, every morning. It's crazy. But the second thing, is the difference between the macro and micro economics. That's huge. Me starting a new business, and then me now really understanding, oh shoot, where are we at as an economy, and then where I'm at as my company. Also understanding, for macro, that pertains to specifically, the global markets. Looking where to take advantage of some opportunities. So that's huge for me as well. The third thing I got from you, man, was opportunity cost. That was something that this is by far the best program, because I really feel like, in a sense, you're really in the trenches with us. And that was something that was huge for me. That was something that I didn't find anywhere else. So I would just tell somebody, pay for your program and take it seriously, and, understand that this program is like anything else. You're going to get in what you put out.
I'd like to live my life in a way that I could have freedom of expression, and I'd much rather be alone. I grew up an only child. I'm happy alone. I'm very comfortable by myself. Happy to read a book or watch a documentary, no problem. And I'd much rather be like that than be around a bunch of assholes that I don't like. I don't want to be around people that I don't respect or that I don't enjoy their company, And I'm not telling you how to live, but you kind of told me that you have that same value. What I heard you say is you kind of have that same value inside. It's like, no, I'm not going to give this fake apology and sign your bullshit paperwork. And in fact, I don't give a shit if I lose this fucking bitch-ass job. So I kind of think that you have that same thought in your head, And, but dude, you already know this, I'm just giving you an affirmation, is like, no matter what you do, it's like, I grew up fucking poor with a bunch of criminals and fucking idiots around me. And, I got 3 college degrees. I spent 9 years in university. I got 3 college degrees. I went to Ivy League graduate school. I had $1 million, real $1 million by the time I was 29, 4 days after my 29th birthday. I had blah, blah, blah. My business partner is a former NFL player. I have a ton of friends that I don't say their names or whatever, brand name people that you know. And, they call me when they have a problem, because I'm the only goddamn person in the world they could have an honest conversation with, because they have no fucking friends. Some of them are multi-billionaires, and they have no fucking friends that they could have an honest conversation with. They call me. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, no matter what I do, I could lift, on my Instagram, so I could lift 1,100 pounds 11 times in my 40s on a leg sled. I'm strong, I'm smart, I have great friends, I have a lot of great everything. Had fantastic dating life, literally no one around the world in some cases. No, it doesn't matter what you do. There's no context, and you know this from the media. Like, they don't give you like a fair hearing or any context for what your life was really like. It doesn't matter what you overcame. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what sacrifices you made to be a better person. There's not going to be any fair hearing about that. They'll focus on one little nuance. They'll distort it and really pervert your sincere identity, who you really are as a person, to make that fucking hook catchy, get that fucking headline to get a few extra clicks. And that's it. And that's who. And then that lingers around on the internet, and that's you now. I just, you already said it. You don't want a job. I don't want a job. Last thing I want is a job. I don't want a job. So then we just got to focus on. You know who don't give a shit. Here's a weird spot that I'm in life. I never wanted a job. I didn't go to college because I wanted a job. I quit my last job when I was 19, and I never wanted another job. That was the goal, And I knew it was really going to suck for a couple of years, but I just wanted to take that leap early and do whatever was necessary and move on, Now, the people that'll judge you are not the people that are like the real celebrities or real rich people or so on. It's not people that are well accomplished themselves. It's the 50th person. So, in my case, I get offered jobs somewhat frequently, especially when I was in graduate school. People are coming out of the woodwork to try to give me a job, try to get me to work for their company or give me money to start a company together, or a number of things. And so from the top down, I'm extraordinarily employable. If I talk to, a partner at McKinsey or Goldman or wherever, they say, I could get you in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. But if I went to an HR department like a normal person and filled out an application, they wouldn't even hire me at these places. If I filled out an application and went through a normal, if I behaved like me, they think of that as, you know what they think of that as, like, so flippant, so cavalier. They go look at my, they go do my Google search, and they're like, this guy's, called himself Moneyberg. But they won't even say that. They'll just say, and when he was 17 years old, he was involved in violent crime, which is also true about me. So, so I don't even have any adult felonies. But, at the HR department, they say, this guy was charged with felony crimes. This guy was, involved in dating, blah, blah, blah. So, oh, fuck you.
Yeah, that's it.
And what did they do? So I don't know, man. I don't give a shit about any, I don't think you do either, but it just has to have that shamelessness about it. Just like, yeah, I did this and that and some other nasty things too. You might want to know. I'm a bad man.
Yeah.
Tell her that. Like, actually, literally. So, oh, I'm a bad man. Blah, 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 blah. Or, my old buddy Julian, that he and I think very differently today, but we used to have very similar thoughts on many topics. But, he had, something like, it was over 1,000. It was 1,039. At one time we did a search, like how many media publications said something nasty about this guy. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was 1,039, and there was more after that. It was over 1,000, all around, on every continent. And he was very freaked out by that. He was very freaked out by that. It was really he thought this was like the end of his life. And I said, you fucking clown dick. Like when Time magazine says, is this the most hated man in the world? Like, I'd pay $250,000 right now to have that headline. No, I'd pay $250,000 right now to have that headline attached to my face, on the internet for the rest of my life. If they would just say that about me, I'd pay $250 right now to say, it's Derek Moneyberg, the most hated man in the world. So if you don't know how to turn that into a great marketing advantage, if you couldn't turn that into if you couldn't find a fucking couple $1 million out of that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You pay good money to have that kind of news. So yeah, you can't be. If you try to play by those rules, you're going to have a really miserable life. So I just say own it, and who gives a shit? I don't try to hide anything, to clients or girls. I don't try to hide any of that type of shit. I'm just like, no, this is what's up. And the person who would judge me negatively is like, I don't know, man. Like, fair enough. Anybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything if I don't have a relationship with that person that would focus on that one thing, like the little media hot button, instead of looking at a holistic picture. It's like, all right, if I'm disagreeable to their values, cool, no worries. But that wasn't going to be my new business partner. It wasn't going to be my new best friend. It wasn't going to be my long-term lover. I didn't miss out on anything. And I don't feel like you would either, So the more you could internalize those few thoughts, I think you'd probably be quite a lot happier.
If you didn't like this video, please feel free to unfollow. My clients and I celebrate when the wrong person leaves our lives. But if you did like this video, if you're a person that's dedicated to success, dedicated to a better life, make sure you like and subscribe. I have a lot more to share with you. I look forward to seeing you at one of my live events in the future, or as a client on one of my paid mentoring programs.